seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
Psalms chapter 17, verse 15. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Shalom Yasharala, peace Israel. Call Halayim La, Alahayanawa, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. All praise to our power, our Father, Yahweh, in the name Yahushai, in the name Holy Spirit. Double honor to elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone. Peace and blessing to your hopeful elect out there. You brothers teaching his word in truth and in sincerity, okay? Yahweh Shai will make you elect like him. Yahweh Shai will make you hopeful elect out there just like him. He's going to make you just like him, and he's going to give you everything in due season. Okay? I'm going to read the scripture again, and then I'll get another. Just going to read two scriptures in the Psalms. Psalms chapter 17 and verse 15 again. As for me, and this is Psalm of David, and we know King David was an Israelite. Or should I say he is an Israelite, okay? So this verse right here is only for the Israelites, beginning with the elect. Those are part of the house of David. Because King David himself, he wrote this. Psalm 17 and 15. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness, meaning you will behold this truth, okay? This truth is the Lord's face, his image. You're looking at his face in righteousness by you understanding this truth, okay? He opened up your mind to receive this word. You understand and believe in the true proper name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. You understand and believe in the true proper name of his beloved Son, Yahushai. You know that we're the Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand this truth. So you're beholding his face in righteousness, meaning you're understanding these scriptures. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness, meaning when you're changed. When Yahushai returns to this earth, he's gonna quicken you. He's gonna give you life. When you receive that new body, it's like you're waking up for the first time. Totally refreshed, totally renewed, totally rejuvenated. A whole new world, a whole new life. That's how it's going to be when you receive that immortal body. You will be satisfied when you awake with his likeness, meaning you're going to be changed and you're going to be just like him. Because he is the perfect model. He is the archetype. So for you hopeful elect out there, you're being made into different versions of Yahushai. When he returns to this planet Earth, he's going to make you just like him. First, he gave you his truth. You have his truth by way of his death and resurrection, because Yahushai had to die for us to receive this truth, this word. So you're beholding his face by you looking at this word. So you see Yahushai all the time. You see Yahushai by way of this word because he is the word. He comes in a volume of the book. And the more you get into this book, the more you're becoming like his image spiritually. And when he returns to this earth, physically, you're going to be like him. Physically, you're going to be changed. And you're going to receive that new covenant. The law, statutes, and commandments will be in your mind. You're going to be programmed to do righteousness. Okay? You will have the law, statutes, and commandments downloaded within your brain. You're going to be satisfied when you awake with his likeness, meaning when he returns, he's going to beam you up, deliver you, and you're going to be just like him. And he's going to give you everything. He will give you everything, man, because he himself received everything. Now, this is Psalms chapter 16, beginning verse 9. Therefore, my heart is glad. This is Yahweh Shai speaking in the spirit. Now, these are Psalms written by our beloved King David. But a lot of these Psalms, you hear Yahweh Shai in the spirit. Therefore, my heart is glad and my glory rejoiceth. Talking about Yahweh Shai. Because he knew that he was going to be resurrected after his crucifixion. And he knew what glory would follow his crucifixion, you know?
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us young brothers. And peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shai. All right, and what I want to get into this morning, dealing with another installment of Morning News and Prophecy is the surveillance state. All right, it's coming. All right, surveillance state coming soon. Okay, because as we speak about these things, that's to come. All right, and as the spirit has, brothers been tapping into China, because China, is the model, okay, that the elites, okay, have invested into and what they want the rest of the world to be on. Okay, so I found this footage, it's about a 20-minute video. The whole video is informative. He's going into the details of China's surveillance state. Okay, and this is what these devils want to do to the world. Okay, so now we're seeing, the scriptures say, matter of fact, all right, now we're seeing prophecy speak. You see, prophecy is speaking now. Okay, and it's beginning to have an impact, okay, on the daily lives of the masses. Okay, we're not just talking about things that are far-fetched. No, these things are being rolled out. It's happening. Okay, so let's go here to the book of Ezekiel 12. Okay, let's get this in Ezekiel 12 and 22, which we always get it. All right, Ezekiel 12. I started 21. Okay. Proverbs 12 and 21. I read this in the NLT. It says, again, a message came to me from the Lord. Okay, son of man, you heard that proverb they quote in Israel, time passes and prophecies come to nothing. Okay, so time passes and prophecies come to nothing, because people are used, to the prophets going out, weekly, yearly. Okay, and then things continue on as they are. Okay, but what's happening now, the Lord is causing drastic changes to be happening in the earth. Okay, people, can't afford to live. All right, government is, there's so much uncertainty within society. AI is replacing jobs. The job market is shrinking. Okay, DPI, digital public infrastructure. Okay, AI has been the priority of the government. Okay, so what we're seeing now is the Lord is causing these things to begin to happen real time. Okay, you see, you can't now, you'll look foolish if you say that the MOTB is not the microchip. Okay, you can't scoff and mock. It's June. Okay, Jake had the potato chip on their hand. Okay, there was a time when you can mock, but now No, this thing is being rolled out. It's here. Okay, they already, pushing the digital ID. Okay, stores that you can walk in and walk out of. Okay, in Canada, they got the grocery stores becoming gated. Okay, for your, the digital ID to enter. So no, these things are here now. Okay, the prophecies ain't coming to nothing. No, they're here. It said, tell the people this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will put an end to this proverb, all right, and you will soon stop quoting it. Now give them this new proverb to replace the old one. The time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled. Okay, the time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled, man. Okay, and we're seeing it in the three major prophecies of what? Jacob's trouble, okay, which we see these devils are revving up, okay, police militarization, okay. ICE now has the biggest budget, okay, in federal law enforcement. All right, it's being coupled with Palantir, okay, for tracking, for seeking and destroying software, okay. They're pushing, all right, what you call dissenters. You speak against the government, okay, you can be a criminal. They're broadening what it means to be a criminal, okay, so they can be justified in the punishment that they want to send out, man. Okay, so we're seeing Jacob's trouble brewing. We're seeing the digital infrastructure being set up, okay, and we're seeing these nations continually, all right, have tension that's going to lead to war. So we're in the era where these prophecies will be fulfilled. There's no doubt about it. There's no way that you can be actively watching these things and think anything else if the spirit is dealing, man. Okay? So we're here. Okay? No doubt about it. All right? So going from there, get that in Ezekiel. Okay? We've been, warned about these things. Let's get this in Isaiah. And this is how the Lord shows that He is by speaking these things long ago and having them to happen, how He wants them to happen, when He wants them to happen. Okay, so let's go here to let me see. Isaiah 34:16 says, seek you out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh by Shema Shai, and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate, for my mouth it have commanded it, and his spirit it had gathered them. So the Lord's mouth, okay, is commanding these things. And who's the mouthpiece of the Most High? The prophets. So we're speaking the Lord's will into existence, man. Nothing that's written in the book is going to fail. There's no prophecy, okay, that's going to go unchecked. Okay, all these things are getting ready to be fulfilled real time, and it's happening, man. This devil, you can tell the Lord has put this nigga, okay, in go mode. Okay, they're beyond trying to be politically correct, and they're beyond pretending like they care about you people, man. They're doing what they want to do, all right, to push forward their agenda. Okay, so the book of the Lord, which is the Bible, is speaking. That's why you don't hear about no other books. What is the Quran saying? What does the Quran have to say about what's happening in real time? Go to the Quran and explain what's happening in real time. The book of the dead. Okay? Go to these different books and all these religions in the world and all these what book do they have that's speaking? The only book that's making sense of the madness is the scriptures, man. And that's why the scriptures are a comforter unto us, man, because they tell us of these things. As Yahweh Shai said, even as he was speaking to his disciples, all right, in John 16, okay, we're comforted by this, man. These things happening are a comfort to us, man. The things that make people depressed, bug out, crash out, These are the things that give us comfort because we've been given the spirit to understand this book. Okay? When you go here, okay? So Yahushua is telling them, the things that are soon to come. St. John 16:33 said, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace." So Yahushua would tell, his prophets how they was going to be treated. He told the disciples how they was going to be treated. So when those things happen, they will be comforted. They will have a peace of mind, understanding that this is how it's supposed to be. Okay, everything is right on cue. When the apostles were beaten for teaching Yahushua, it said they rejoiced because they was found worthy to suffer for Yahushua. Because why? They was told of these things. They was told that it was a great reward. Okay, Yahushua told them that, look, there's a great reward for suffering for my sake. All right, for my name's sake. Okay, so when they actually went through it, they rejoiced. So as we read about these prophecies, okay, and we see them happen in real time, well, it creates a spirit of rejoicing, man. It creates a spirit of mirth. Okay, see, our joy is their misery, man. Because we have different expectations. We look for a new earth, all right, and the new heavens wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. Okay, and the new earth is the earth refreshed. Okay, the earth is going to be cleansed by this fire as well. Okay, the fire is going to destroy and cleanse. All right, it has a duality. Okay, because remember, all things work for the good. Okay, of the hopeful elect. All right, so even this great destruction, okay, is going to cleanse the earth. All right, the Yahushua is coming to conquer in righteousness, man. Okay, it says, "In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." And the Lord, has us going through phases and tribulations now to make us hate this place, man. The Lord puts us through things because remember, everything works, all right, for our favor, man. So the Lord puts us in these certain predicaments and certain situations, okay, so we can have a perfect hatred for this place, man. So we can look forward to this place collapsing, man. Because it's easy for the spirit to get in chill mode, So the Lord wants us on edge, man. So he causes, certain things, all right, to happen, certain shakeups and setbacks, all right, so we can have so we can anticipate the downfall of this place, man. Just go here real quick. This the brother. All right, you call Hopeful 144, John 15-18. It said, "The world hate you." All right, if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you, man. And this world is anti-Messiah. Okay, this world is completely anti-Messiah. Okay, it's against everything that Yahushua stands for, man. Okay, and as we becoming more like Yahushua, we hate this world, man. Okay, and we look forward to these prophecies coming to pass and demolishing this place, man. I'm gonna let this play. Like I said, I'm gonna let this ride for the most part, man. Unless the spirit want me to interject here and there, but yeah, this is what's coming to America, man. And look at what this devil is doing with AI. This is in China, but the Edomite elites are behind this, man. All right, this is their doings. Okay, China's just been chosen, okay, to be the testing ground for these things, man. Okay, so I'm gonna play this.
China is tracking 1.4 billion people using AI, and the system they've built is more extreme than anything you've probably imagined. We're talking about a surveillance network so vast, so intelligent, that it can identify a single in a crowd of less than 3 seconds. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now, powered by artificial intelligence that's rewriting the rules of what's possible. Let me show you exactly how they're doing it. The foundation of this entire system starts with something you probably didn't know existed. Picture this: 700 million cameras. You heard that right. 700 million AI-powered cameras watching every street, every subway station, every public space across China. They call it Skynet, and yes, they named it after the artificial intelligence system from Terminator. But here's where it gets unsettling. That's roughly one camera for every 2 people in the entire country. In major cities like Beijing and Shanghai, the ratio is even tighter. 1 camera for every person. Imagine walking down your street and knowing that at any given moment, at least 3 or 4 cameras have you in their view. These aren't your typical security cameras either. Each one is connected to a neural network that's constantly learning, constantly analyzing. They're equipped with facial recognition software that can process your features in real time. Your face becomes data the moment you step outside your door. The Sharp Eyes program took this even further. It integrated private security cameras, the ones outside shops and apartment buildings, into the same network. Suddenly, it wasn't just government cameras watching you. Every camera became part of the system. The coverage reached 99% in urban areas. But the cameras are just the beginning. What they can actually do with those images is where things get truly extreme. Here's what most people don't understand about China's facial recognition technology. It's not just identifying faces. It's identifying you from a database of 1.4 billion people in under 3 seconds. Think about that. Your unique face, pulled from more than 1 billion others, faster than you can blink twice. The AI doesn't need a perfect angle either. Tilted head? Covered partially by a scarf? Wearing sunglasses? The system adapts. It maps 30,000 points on your face, creating a mathematical signature that's uniquely yours. Even in a packed subway station with thousands of people rushing past, the AI tracks each individual face simultaneously. But then came something nobody expected: gait recognition. You thought covering your face would help? The AI learned to identify people by the way they walk, your stride length, the way your arms swing, how your hips move, the subtle rhythm of your steps. Every person walks differently, and the artificial intelligence figured out how to weaponize that uniqueness. You can change your clothes, wear a mask, even alter your hairstyle. But you can't hide your walk. The system operates in complete darkness too. Infrared cameras combined with AI enhancement mean night doesn't exist for this network. Low light, heavy rain, dense fog, none of it matters. The surveillance never stops, never sleeps, never loses sight of you. And here's where it gets even more invasive. The AI doesn't just see you in one location and forget. The moment one camera identifies you, every other camera in the network knows exactly who you are. You're not just being watched, you're being followed. Think about your daily routine. You leave your apartment building, the camera at the entrance logs your face. You walk 3 blocks to the subway. 12 different cameras have tracked your movement along that route. You enter the station. The AI notes your exact entry, time, and location. You board the train. Cameras inside identify which car you chose, where you sat, who sat near you. Then you transfer lines. The system doesn't lose you. It predicts which exit you'll use based on your previous patterns. And when you emerge 20 minutes later on the other side of the city, the cameras are already waiting. They knew you were coming. This isn't tracking one person. This is tracking everyone simultaneously. Millions of people moving through a city, and the AI maintains a continuous thread for each individual. Your morning coffee shop, your lunch spot.
This man wants to be like the Most High. You know, brothers can post those precepts. I think let's get Ezekiel 28, and I don't know if you brothers on the AMP, but Ezekiel 28 and 6, 5 and 6 on the AMP. You know, let's get Isaiah 14. Okay, we'll try to get to Isaiah right here. But yeah, Ezekiel 20, 28. You can get it in the 28 and 6, I believe, in your AMP. Okay. But yeah, let's get this real quick. Okay, because this devil, he wants to be the Most High, man. He's doing way too goddamn much. Okay, with this technology, man, this nigga has to be stopped. The Most High has to come back, you know, through your Howard shot and knock the control out this nigga hand. This is Isaiah 14:14. It says, I will climb to the highest heavens, because he has this viewpoint through these satellites, which he's put in the atmosphere, the heavens. He's put this technology in the atmosphere, all right, to where he's able to interconnect all these cameras, and feed it into data centers. Okay. So his devil says, I will climb to the highest heavens, as high as he can go in the atmosphere, okay, and be like the Most High. So these satellites allow him, to imitate the Most High, all right, as he tries to be all knowing and omnipresent, and it's gonna keep getting into it. Like he's gonna keep going. Like if you think there's something, this is what else they do. Okay. The water, brother. The water, brother. This is the hopeful elect 144, Ezekiel 28:6. It said, therefore, thus said the Lord power, because you have imagined in your mind to be like, all right, you have imagined your mind to be like, okay, the mind of the Most High, having thoughts and plans like the Most High himself, man. You see, this is doing way too much, man. Okay. He's far overreaching his authority as a ruler. Okay, because even as a ruler, all right, you have restrictions. You can't just do anything you want. There's restrictions even in rulership. Okay, but this man has no bounds that he won't pass. Okay, and this is just doing way too goddamn much, man. Okay, like I say, it get worse. I'll just listen to this shit, man. I'm listening to this shit. I'm like, God damn. Well, let's let it play some more. And whatever precepts our brothers can think of dealing with this nigga doing too much. All right, feel free to post, man.
The park where you meet friends. Every location builds a pattern, and the artificial intelligence remembers it all. But the cameras can see more than just where you go. They can see what you're feeling. The AI was trained on millions of facial expressions. Happiness, anger, fear, stress, confusion. The micro movements of your facial muscles betray your emotional state, and the system reads them in real time. You might think you're hiding your frustration, but 43 muscle movements in your face just told the AI everything. Then came the integration that made the system truly omnipresent. Your phone isn't just in your pocket. It's broadcasting your location every single second. And China's AI surveillance system is listening. Every smartphone connects to cell towers, to Wi-Fi networks, to Bluetooth signals. The AI tracks these connections. It knows your device ID, and it links that device directly to your face from the camera network. Now, the system doesn't just see you on the street. It knows where you are when you're inside buildings, where cameras can't reach. Your car isn't invisible either. License plate recognition runs on the same AI network. Every vehicle that passes a camera gets logged. The system knows your car, knows it's registered to you, and tracks every journey you make. Highway cameras, parking garage cameras, traffic light cameras. They all feed into the same database. But here's where it gets truly invasive. Voice recognition. The AI can identify individuals by their voice patterns in public spaces, train stations, airports, shopping centers. Microphones embedded in surveillance systems pick up conversations. The artificial intelligence isolates individual voices from background noise and matches them to profiles. You thought a phone call was private? The system can recognize your voice in a crowd of hundreds. Then they connect it to financial transactions. Every purchase you make with digital payment, every scan of a QR code, every tap of your phone at a register. The AI logs it. Not just what you bought, but where you were when you bought it, creating another data point in your movement pattern. And still, they pushed the technology even further. The system stopped just watching what you do. It started predicting what you'll do next. Every route you've ever taken gets fed into machine learning algorithms. Every place you visited, every time you visited it, every deviation from your routine. The AI builds a behavioral model so detailed that it knows your patterns better than you do. It knows you go to the gym every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 in the evening. It knows you stop at the same convenience store afterward. It knows when you're running late. And when you break pattern, the system flags it instantly. Let's say you always take the same route home from work. 5 days a week, same streets, same timing. Then one Wednesday, you turn left instead of right. The AI notices. It marks the deviation. Where are you going? Who are you meeting? The cameras along your new route activate with heightened attention, tracking your unexpected movement with increased priority. But the artificial intelligence doesn't just predict your movements, it predicts your associations. The system knows everyone you interact with, every person you stop to talk to on the street, every friend you meet for dinner, every colleague you ride the elevator with. It maps your social network in real time, creating webs of connection between millions of people. 6 degrees of separation? The AI has already calculated every degree between you and anyone else in the country. Then came the capability that pushed the system into territory nobody thought possible. The AI isn't just collecting data about you anymore. It's building a complete digital copy of your entire existence. Every camera capture, every transaction, every voice sample, every location ping from your phone. The artificial intelligence combines them into a single, unified profile. It knows what you look like from every angle. It knows how you move. It knows where you go, who you see, what you buy, how you sound. But that's just the surface layer. The system tracks your internet activity too. Every search query, every website you visit, every social media post you read or share. China's internet infrastructure funnels through centralized nodes, and the AI monitors all of it. Your digital life and your physical life merge into one continuously updated profile. Your messaging apps? They're not private. The AI scans conversations for keywords, sentiment, even typing patterns. How fast you type. How often you delete and retype messages. The time gaps between your responses. These behavioral patterns become part of your digital signature. Then the system started cross-referencing everything with government databases. Your education records, your employment history, your medical files, your family relationships, your travel documents. Every piece of official information about you feeds into the same AI network that's watching you walk down the street. But here's what makes this truly extreme. The AI doesn't just store this information, it analyzes it continuously. The system identifies patterns you don't even know you have. You tend to make larger purchases when stressed. You visit certain locations before major life decisions. Your walking speed changes when you're anxious. The artificial intelligence finds correlations in your behavior that would take human analysts years to notice, and it does it in milliseconds. But the AI wasn't just collecting and analyzing this data for observation. It was feeding every single data point into something far more controlling. Every action the AI sees affects your score, and your score affects everything. The cameras don't just watch you anymore, they judge you. Cross the street when the light is red, the facial recognition identifies you instantly, and your social credit score drops. Drop litter on the sidewalk? The AI saw it. Your score drops again. The system isn't just surveillance. It's automated enforcement on a scale that's never existed before. Here's what makes this extreme. The punishment is instant. You jaywalk at 9 in the morning. By 9:01, you receive a text message. Your violation has been recorded. Your score has decreased. And depending on how low your score falls, the consequences start immediately. Try to book a train ticket? Denied. Your score isn't high enough for high-speed rail anymore. Try to enroll your child in a better school? Rejected. Your social credit doesn't meet the threshold. But the AI doesn't stop at detecting violations. It displays them publicly. Massive LED screens in city centers show the faces of people with low social credit scores. Your face, your name, your violation, broadcast for thousands to see. The cameras captured you doing something wrong, the artificial intelligence processed it, and now you're on public display. The shame is automatic. The humiliation is algorithmic. Then came the integration that made escape impossible. Your social credit score connects to your financial accounts. Low score? Your ability to get loans disappears. Your credit card limits drop. Some businesses won't even accept your payment. The AI's judgment of your behavior in physical space now controls your access to money. The system tracks positive behavior too, but here's the trap. To raise your score, you need to be seen doing good things. Volunteering? Better make sure you're near cameras, so the AI can verify it and award points. Helping if the surveillance network didn't witness it, it doesn't count. Your good deeds only matter if the artificial intelligence approves them.
So even you see, and if a brother real quick can post it in Proverbs 15:3 Bible shot. My brother posted. So they said, your good deeds don't count unless the camera sees it. So you gotta position yourself, okay, in the camera to do a good deed. Okay, you gotta position yourself in front of one of these cameras to do a good deed to get points for it, man. This is terrible, man. Okay, this is absolutely terrible. All right, and it's the opposite of the scriptures. Okay, because a brother can post that in Proverbs 15:3, and then I believe it's another one in Matthew 6. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that one real quick. So let's go here. And it makes sense. So let's get this real quick. All right. That's crazy. You gotta be in front of the camera. It said the homeless. All right. The brother put up Israel over Edom. I said the homeless has skyrocketed in China because of the social social score. They just aren't reporting in the news. No, they not, man. Okay, you damn devil. Okay, so your social credit score have you homeless, man. Okay, and then some flawed system. It shows you that look, because Esau can't be. He's imitating. It's a system that's very flawed. It's very shortcoming of him trying to be the Most High, but just the perception of him trying to be like the Most High, man, is it just feed into his ego, and he has this much capability. Was a very flawed system because only the Most High is able. When you go here, this is Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. And that's the angels, man. He can't imitate that, and he's trying to use these cameras, all right, as if he can imitate the Most High, the angels. The AI. He wants the AI to be his angels in the earth. Okay, beholding the good and evil, but he's limited, man. Okay. So let's go here. So I want to get this real quick to show you how this is an anti-Messiah system. This is orders directly from Yahweh. It says also when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray publicly, standing in the synagogues and on corners of the streets, so that they may be seen by men. I assure you, okay, and most solemnly say, they already have their reward in full. Okay, so Yahweh Shah wasn't about trying to be seen, doing things to be seen publicly. But this system is about you doing things publicly to be rewarded by this system. And it's all I say behavior modification, man. Okay. So this is the complete opposite of how Yahweh Shah, taught us to be. That's why people, they can't just, do good deeds. They gotta record it. They gotta take pictures. They gotta post. They can't just do good deeds for the sake of you actually helping someone or being a blessing to someone. You gotta record it. You gotta do this. You gotta put your accolades up. You gotta do that. You gotta record every moment. On the way, I'm on the way to pick up the bikes for the tour drive. I'm giving the tour bikes out to the tour drive. The children are smiling. They enjoy the tour drive. It feels so good to be a blessing. You gotta record every and post every moment instead of just doing it for the good, man. Okay, because the scriptures even talk about secret love. When you do things in secret, there's a lot of love that's shown, that people don't see. Because it ain't for, it's not for people happen to see it. They see it, but then it ain't about that, man. You know? So it says, but when you pray, go into your most private room, showing you the scriptures deal with privacy, man. Everyone, you supposed to have privacy, man. Nigga ain't supposed to be watching you like this, man. Okay? You supposed to have privacy. You see? It said, close the door and pray to your Father who is in secret. All right. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Okay. Will reward you, man. Okay. So the Heavenly Father sees everything. Okay. He's not limited to a camera angle. Okay. He's truly omnipotent, omnipresent. He sees everything, man. So we don't do deeds to be seen of men. Showing you that this is a complete anti-Messiah system that the devil is trying to establish, man. Okay. Let's go back to the video. And this is brother Yashima tribe of Judah. Let's get this. Sirach 23:19 says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men. Yeah, see, and now people over there in China are moving in fear of the eyes of men of these cameras. Now every decision they make is based on whether they're being seen by these cameras or not. You know, but not knowing that the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Shai is looking down on this whole system and seeing that it's wicked, man. Okay, a wicked system is trying to be the judge of every movement you make. Okay, and know if not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering, okay, the most secret plans. Okay, so the Heavenly Father is the one that's truly, all right, considering everything. Okay, he knows the souls of men, and this is what this devil is trying to do with his AI and algorithms, man. He's trying to learn the souls of men. You know, doing way too much. All right, that's why Yahweh Shai is coming to tear this whole thing down. You know, if a brother can get that, 2 Peter 3, verses 10, you know, through 12, Bible Shai. Really 10 through 13, Bible Shai. You know, 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 10 through 12. So let's let this play some more.
And the feedback loop becomes inescapable. Low score means restricted travel. Restricted travel means you can't attend certain jobs or opportunities. Fewer opportunities mean potential for more violations as stress increases. The AI watches your score drop further, restricts you more, and the cycle tightens. But even this wasn't the final layer of control the system achieved. The system doesn't stop at China's borders anymore. It's spreading. Chinese-made surveillance cameras are being installed in over 100 countries worldwide. The same AI technology, the same facial recognition capabilities, the same neural networks. Cities across Asia, Africa, South America, even parts of Europe are adopting the infrastructure. And every camera potentially feeds data back to the central system. International airports become tracking nodes. Chinese citizens traveling abroad, the AI follows them. Facial recognition at airport security in partner nations links to the same database. Your vacation photos posted online? The artificial intelligence scans them, identifies locations, cross-references with camera footage from those areas. You left the country, but the system never lost sight of you. But here's where it gets more extreme. The AI tracks foreign nationals too.
Ever try to learn a song on the bass and end up feeling totally confused? I'm John Liebman, and I created a digital...
Anyone who visits China gets scanned. Your face enters the database. Your movements through Chinese cities get logged. Your digital activity on Chinese internet infrastructure gets monitored. You think leaving the country erases you from the system? Your profile remains, permanently stored, ready to reactivate the moment you return. Chinese-made smartphones, sold globally, contain the same surveillance architecture. Apps required for accessing certain services collect data that flows back through Chinese servers. Your location, your contacts, your usage patterns. The AI network extends through technology itself, reaching into pockets across the world. Then came the Belt and Road Initiative's digital component. Infrastructure projects that include smart city technology, traffic management systems, public safety networks, telecommunications equipment, all built with surveillance capabilities embedded at the foundation level. Entire cities in other countries are being wired with the same AI backbone that monitors China's population. And the technology keeps advancing. Satellite surveillance now feeds into the system too. High-resolution imaging from space, combined with ground-level camera networks, creates tracking that has no blind spots. Rural areas, remote regions, places without traditional camera coverage. The artificial intelligence can still see you from above. But there's one more capability that makes this system more extreme than anything else in existence. Here's the part that should genuinely disturb you. There is no delete button. Every frame of footage captured, every facial scan recorded, every movement tracked, it's permanent. The AI stores everything in perpetuity. That embarrassing moment you had 5 years ago on a street corner? Still in the database? That person you met once for coffee and never saw again? The system remembers the meeting, the location, the exact time, how long you stayed. The artificial intelligence builds a searchable timeline of your entire life. Not just major.
Then this will make people easy to blackmail. You know, you have the database that has everything on it. You know, this will make it, easy, all right, for people to be blackmailed. You know, this will be an absolutely terrible system, all right, that this man, okay, is setting up. You know, every moment, is on the data. This nigga can just pull it up, put it in the public. You know, this is extremely toxic, okay, system that this man is wanting to set up.
Events. Everything. Every single day. Every mundane trip to the grocery store. Every time you waited for a bus. Every conversation on a park bench. It's all there. Indexed. Cross-referenced. Ready to be analyzed at any moment. But the system does something even more invasive with this historical data. It predicts your future behavior with terrifying accuracy. The AI analyzes years of your patterns and builds probability models. Where will you be next Thursday at 3 in the afternoon? The system can tell you with 92% accuracy. Who will you interact with next month? It already knows based on your cyclical social patterns. What will you purchase next week? Your buying history betrayed your intentions months ago. Then they added genetic data integration, DNA samples from medical records, from hospitals, from health screenings. The artificial intelligence now links your genetic markers to your surveillance profile. It knows your predisposition to certain health conditions. It knows your biological family connections going back generations. Your DNA becomes another data point in the inescapable web. The system even tracks your children from birth. Hospital cameras capture the first images. Birth certificates feed into government databases that connect to the surveillance network. By the time a child can walk, the AI already has years of footage, has already begun building their behavioral profile. They grow up never knowing a moment without the artificial intelligence watching, learning, predicting. And here's what makes this truly unstoppable. The AI is training itself on 1.4 billion people simultaneously. Every day, it learns from billions of interactions, billions of movements, billions of decisions. It's becoming smarter at a rate that's exponentially faster than any previous technology in human history. The system now recognizes micro-expressions you can't control, fleeting emotions that cross your face in milliseconds, stress indicators in your gait that you don't even realize you're displaying. The artificial intelligence reads your body language with such precision that it knows how you're feeling before you fully process the emotion yourself. But there's one final capability that reveals just how extreme this tracking system truly is. The cameras can't see inside your home, but the AI doesn't need them to. Your smart devices are doing the watching instead. Every internet-connected appliance, every smart speaker, every television with a camera, every phone charging on your nightstand. They're all potential data collection points. And in China, they're all required to have monitoring capabilities built in. Your smart TV tracks what you watch and when. Your refrigerator with internet connectivity logs when you open it. What you store inside. Your air conditioning system reports when you're home based on usage patterns. The artificial intelligence pieces together your private life from the digital footprints you create in your own home. But then came Wi-Fi sensing technology. The AI learned to detect human presence and movement through walls using wireless signals. Wi-Fi waves pass through physical barriers, and when they bounce back, they create patterns. The artificial intelligence analyzes these patterns and maps out how many people are in a space, where they're positioned, even how they're moving. Your walls aren't protection anymore. Your voice never stops being monitored either. Smart speakers in millions of homes constantly listen for wake words. But here's what most people don't know. The processing doesn't just activate after the wake word. The devices are always capturing audio, always analyzing, always ready to flag concerning conversations. The AI doesn't need you to ask it a question. It's already hearing everything. Then, the system integrated purchase delivery data. Every online order ships to your address. The AI knows what you're buying, when it arrives, how often you order. It builds consumption profiles that reveal your lifestyle, your habits, your priorities. You thought shopping from home was private? Every transaction told the artificial intelligence something about who you are. Power consumption patterns became tracking data too. Smart meters report your electricity usage in real time. The AI learns your sleep schedule from when lights go off. It knows when you're cooking from appliance power spikes. It detects when you're home alone versus when you have visitors based on consumption increases. Your energy usage patterns create a shadow map of your private life. But the most invasive capability came from aggregating all of this together. The artificial intelligence combines your outdoor surveillance profile with your indoor digital footprint. It knows your complete daily routine, public and private. When you wake up, what you eat, when you leave, where you go, when you return, what you do at home, when you sleep, every hour of every day, mapped with precision that borders on omniscience. And here's the reality that makes this more extreme than anything you imagined. This isn't a system that's being built. This is a system that's already operational. Right now, 1.4 billion people are living inside the most advanced artificial intelligence surveillance network ever created. Every face tracked, every movement logged, every pattern analyzed, every moment recorded. The AI sees everything, remembers everything, predicts everything, and it never, ever stops watching. China is
You're doing way too much, man. You know, he's going way beyond the bounds, okay, that men, all right, that a ruler is supposed to go. All right, now this is Ecclesiastes 7:21. It says, don't eavesdrop on others. You may hear your servant curse you, for you know how often you yourself have cursed others. Okay? Because as a ruler, all right, especially when we have these heathens in captivity, you know, it's going to be, you know, murmurings. All right. But hey, they're going to be in captivity. They're going to be in full submission. All right. They're going to be subjugated to authority, man. Okay. So trying to, you know, pay attention to everything that's being said and all. Nah, man, it's doing too much, man. Okay. It's doing way too much, man. Even when you go to the Proverbs, all right, 30. Okay. I want to say, is it 19? All right. Yep. Proverbs. All right. 3. No, it's Proverbs 30 and 18 said, there are 3 things, all right, that amaze me. No, 4 things that I don't understand. How an eagle glides through the sky, how a snake slithers on the rock, how a ship navigates the ocean, how a man loves a woman. Okay? You know, you know, the dynamic between a man and his woman, that's on him. Or that's on them. You know, there's certain things as a ruler you don't interfere with. Okay, there's a man, you know, and his woman. You know, that's where his sovereignty begins, you know, in his household. Now he has to operate under, all right, the structure, all right, of the government, okay, the laws of the government, but within that there's liberty, okay, within that to where you know within your house, man, that's on you, okay. When this devil he crosses all these boundaries, man, okay, he just does too much. The state not supposed to be the middleman between you and your woman, the marriage certificate. That's too much, okay. That's off. You see, another entity telling you how much to pay, okay, in child support or alimony, okay, that's completely off, okay. But this devil, he takes it to a new level, you know, and he can just hear everything between you and your woman, you know, you and your children. You know, this nigga just can hear and listen in on everything, man, okay. He's doing too much, all right, and ultimately the only solution is Second Peter, okay. Let's go here to I think the brother got it. Yep. So let's go to the book of Second Peter. All right, the brother got it. The brother Yasha, my tribe of Judah, Second Peter 3:10. It said, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." Okay, and that's gonna be the nukes, man. Okay, and the solution, okay, is this place being nuked in this third world war. Like, okay, America being turned to a desert. All right, and these other nations being rocked as well. Okay, and you know, America's gonna be completely destroyed because it's the source of wickedness, man. Okay, but these other nations, they're gonna be hit, you know, and they're not gonna go unscathed in this war. Then the earth is gonna rail to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, and when Yahweh Shah returns, you know, you best believe all them satellites gonna be destroyed. Okay, at the return of Yahweh Shah. So all this interconnectedness that these nations have, all this going to be destroyed. Okay. It says, reading on, let me see. I think it was cutting different parts off. I'm gonna just go to it. Yeah, it kind of gonna have more to make a point. And I say we'll end it here. So let's go here to Second Peter. You know, the wide to you brothers posting, but sometimes they cut off certain points of the scripture, won't let it post. So let's go Second Peter 3:10. Okay. Let me just in the KJV. Second Peter 3:10, it says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up," man. You know, so all this DPI, okay, because them chariots gonna be wreaking havoc all throughout the earth. Now the focal point is America, for sure. All right, that's the place of the great deliverance, because it's gonna get the brunt of the Lord's anger, man. Okay, but there's gonna be a global judgment, man. There's gonna be, you know, like say earthquakes. All right, the chairs gonna be getting busy throughout the earth. Okay, because if they're delivering throughout the earth, you best believe, all right, they're gonna be destroying this man's infrastructure. Okay, all the works, all right, that the devil, you know, has established, man, with this whole wicked system of cameras and surveillance, all this coming down, man. None of this shit gonna exist. Okay, verse 11. "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall be melt with fervent heat," man. You know? So we look forward to the day of this great destruction that's promised in the scriptures, man. You know, we should want to see the infrastructure of our enemies, Esau and all these heathens, completely obliterated, man. Okay, turned to ashes, man. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. You know, it's time for righteousness to be established in the earth, man. Okay, this place is going way too far, man. This nigga doing way too much. Okay, and the Lord's getting ready to judge. All right, so that was the point. Just wanted to tap into that. I thought that video would be interesting to show you just how far these devils have gone, and they plan to go farther. Okay, and when you take the C hip, because right now, it's the phone. They have all this interconnectedness through the satellites and the phone. All right, but he wants to turn their phone to a C hip and go under your skin. So when you take the C hip, this is what you're linking yourself to, man. Okay, the C hip, not just for you to be, all right, have access back to Taco Bell. Okay, no, he's finna plug you into a digital enslavement, okay, that the earth has never seen before, man. Okay, to a digital tyranny. Okay, there's gonna be complete hell. Okay, so Lord will you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Once again, I'm give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders, GMS, rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations, hopefully, shalom.